What's up? What's going on? Welcome to One by One. God, I hate when I do that into the microphone. Don't you? Don't you? Welcome. It's actually still Thursday, the 16th of March. And by the time I get done recording this, it'll probably be Friday, the 17th, which is St. Patrick's Day. So, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Drink 'em if you got 'em. Fun fact, vodka is apparently not as detectable as a lot of other liquors on the breath. So, feel free to drink at work. If you happen to be working today. St. Patrick's Day. How the fuck are you guys? Whoa. Some weird sounds going on in this apartment. Some weird sounds. It's it's March. It's almost spring, and we just had some sort of nor'easter that just happened. Luckily, it was like 40 degrees today, so like a lot of it melted away. It finally melted off my fucking car. Actually, it flew off my car when I came home from lunch today. The whole top, my roof, was just a sheet of ice. And I have like a sunroof / moonroof thing in my Scion, and I opened the top just to like look at the glass, and it was just fucking snow as I'm driving. Then I shut it, and I'm driving down the road, and then, boom, I hit a little bump. And luckily the car behind me was like 50 to 100 feet behind me, or else it would have fucking hit that car, because it was a big sheet, just like, whoo, bam, all over the road. It's pretty fucking cool. I'm such a dork. I don't know. But, I hope you enjoy some Nirvana in your life, because that's what that was. A song called Negative Creep from their first record, Bleach. Recorded for $600 with Jack Endino on Sub Pop Records. They, I don't know, I can't say that Nirvana really got me into rock music, but they're the band that I gravitated towards the most, like, after I got into it. My my Aunt Marlene got me into Metallica, the Black Album, when that came out back in like 91, 92. And I fell in love with that shit, because before that I was listening to CNC Music Factory, which she also got me into, and Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer. I don't know, man. I was a kid. What do you want? You'd go fucking roller skating, and actually, when I lived in Florida, we used to go ice skating, me and my brother. And that shit would be on, and I don't know, man. But once she got me into the Black Album, I think it was like Enter Sandman, of course, but it was Sad But True. I can just remember driving on the road, and she had like this shitty little car with a shitty stereo system in it, obviously, because it was the early 90s. Not that they had all were bad back then, but whatever. And she just turned that shit the fuck up, and dun, 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 dun. And every time that the drum and guitar would hit on in the intro of Sad But True, she would like hit her hands on the steering wheel. I can remember it vividly. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Such a badass fucking album, that Black Album. My favorite, after, listening to it for years and finally learning how to play guitar and all that shit, my favorite song off of that album was My Friend of Misery. Started off with the bass solo. Such a badass song. And then in the like one of the solos on the outro, there's like fucking 10 solos in that song. There's this one part that's like dun 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 dun. I don't know. While Kirk's like kicking a fucking solo, James is playing that rhythm with Lars and Jason. It's just like, fuck, man. And they only play it for like, I don't even know, like just two times around. It was like real quick. And then it goes back into the but I don't know. I guess you just have to listen to it. Just fucking listen to it. Listen to some goddamn music, would you? Fuck. But I don't know. I'm going off on a fucking tangent. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about here. I'm just going off on some music. Oh yeah, back to Nirvana. Nirvana was the reason I started playing guitar. That's what I could say. They weren't my introduction into rock music, but they were the biggest influence in me picking up a guitar and trying to sing. And the first song I ever learned how to play and sing at the same time was Polly from Nevermind. Really the unplugged version though, because I didn't really start playing guitar until after Unplugged came out. I think that was actually that that winter, because Unplugged came out in like November or some shit. And then Kurt died the next spring or whatever. Yeah, okay. It was a year after that when we moved back to Jersey, because I was living in Florida for a few years. Hollywood, Florida. That's when I got my first guitar. It was a Synsonic from JCPenney. It had a built-in speaker like into the body of the fucking guitar. So, and it had like a 9-volt battery that went into it. And it had 2 little settings. One was like a clean, one was like a little distorted. As far as I can remember. And I used to walk around the fucking neighborhood with it. Just fucking making noise because I didn't know how to fucking tune the guitar. Me and my friend Anthony would teach each other how to play shit, but we didn't know how to tune guitars, and we were just like playing bar chords, like one finger across the fucking fret. And it wasn't even in tune. So it really sounded like shit, I'm sure. But then we learned how to tune. Then we got some tabs, some guitar tablatures. And I think he actually bought the Stone Temple Pilots Purple album guitar tab book from the Music Place. That's what the store was called, the Music Place. It's still there. Atco, New Jersey. What? And I bought the Unplugged album, Nirvana Unplugged, the guitar tablature. Then we were like, damn, dude. Once you tune a guitar and have to play actual chords, this shit's hard. But it got easier. Me and Anthony were in a couple bands together. Not really. Just like when we first started. It was like me, him, my friend Mike Panic. And shout out to Mike over in Michigan. What's up, dude? Him and I were actually the Nirvana freaks back then. We had our band back then, we named it Bliss because that was one of Nirvana's names before they became Nirvana. But so was Pencap Chew and Window Pane, as in acid. And, surprisingly enough, Skid Row. That was one of Nirvana's names before settling on Nirvana. I guess it was around the same time that 80s band Skid Row was doing their thing. But I never got into those motherfuckers. I don't know. I was never into the big hair, the 80s metal stuff. I guess I should be, though, because like bands like Iron Maiden and stuff like that, like they're just legends, and you know, that's kind of where they got their singing from. Ah, that kind of shit. I don't know. Once grunge came out and you could just sing how you wanted to, it was pretty badass. Because at the time, especially, well, not that I can sing now, but I felt like I could back then because I had Kurt Cobain that was just belting it out from the heart and fucking just being real. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, this podcast is, I'm calling it a question cast. Because I put it out there, I saw a couple friends do it, and now like even bigger podcasts are doing it. Putting out posts on social media for people to ask questions and then see where it goes from there. And I figured, why not take some questions and then I'll shout out anybody that took the time to ask. And that's what I'm going to do. And I got some response from Twitter. I got some response from Instagram. I didn't post it on Facebook because fuck Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Facebook is where I find all my political craziness these days. It's where I wake up in the morning and I'm fucking going to the toilet and I'm fucking going through my phone. which I shouldn't. But what else are you gonna do when you're taking a poop for 20 minutes, you know? But so I posted it on there, and then I actually shared it on the page I run for Joey, and a lot of people responded. I got like 98 comments on the post, and unfortunately, some more than half of you didn't actually read the post because you were asking Joey questions. So kind of put on there that it was me for my podcast, but you know, whatever. So I took them all down, all the ones that I felt like were questions for me or kind of questions that either of us could answer, and I'm gonna just go through them and shout yo mofos out, and then share it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So here we go. The first, I kind of went in order of how they came in, because I posted it on my Instagram on One by One podcast on Instagram, and then I shared it on Joey's page, and then I shared it on Twitter, which I should have shared it on Twitter at the same time as shares on my Instagram, but hey, what are you gonna do? But first and foremost, let me get that one shout out. I'm gonna skip Instagram for a second and go to Twitter, because she said she's a shout out junkie. One of my favorite Twitter people, and one of Uncle Joey's favorite Twitter people too. She's been fucking awesome this whole time that I've been on here doing my thing and working with Joey, and she's just a positive, badass chick, and I just love her. She's cool as shit on Twitter. Ookie Spooky. Hey. She just, because when I posted the post, I asked for questions, comments, or advice, and she didn't have a question or really a comment, I guess, but she wrote advice. She said she's a shout out addict, and her advice was to keep doing what you are doing, because I love it. And that makes me feel so good inside. So thank you, Tammy. Also, I want to give a shout out, quick one, to Cleo over in the Netherlands. Talk to Cleo. She's a really, really cool woman. And you guys should go check out her podcast too, Talk to Cleo. And Tal Mordechai over in Israel. Aussie Warrior, Gary LaBelle, and of course Mad Flavor, and Lee Syatt, and my new friend Josh Wolf. What's up, dude? So yeah, there we go. Back to the Instagram first shit. Okay, let me take a little. So my first one was from Fun Junkie Adventures. He says, his question was, will you have me on the podcast to talk about hiking in the desert? And of course I was like, fuck yeah, that sounds cool shit. He's got Periscope videos that I have been checking out, and I'm going to check out some more, and I'm going to get back to him again and probably have him on within the next couple weeks, hopefully. So stay tuned for that, and look out for my message there, Fun Junkie Adventures. I believe his name is Micah. And his concern was that I probably don't hike enough, which you are correct. You are correct, Amando. I do not hike at all. The only time I hike is when I get up out of the bed to go to the bathroom, and then I go get my clothes on, and then I hike my ass to the fucking car to drive down the street to my my boring day job. So, but I was doing some kind of like, me and my girlfriend, before she got pregnant, we were walking around this lake near our house, near our apartment, and I like doing that, but definitely wasn't hiking. It was just walking on some concrete around a lake. So, which we need to keep doing or start doing again because, god damn it, is winter over yet? What the hell? It's too cold out to hike right now. But his advice for me was go fucking hiking. So that just that alone, that's why I'm definitely interested in talking to Micah about his hiking shit in the desert. It's just that was too funny. But yeah, check out his Periscope videos, and he's on Instagram, both the same name, Fun Junkie Adventures. The next one we got New Era _ Panda. Their question was, what kind of advice do I have for a podcaster that's trying to get the ball rolling? He says he's got a podcast. It's called A Little 8-Bit of Everything. And that I'm welcome to be a guest and collab. And that's very cool too. So I will definitely be in contact with you, New Era _ Panda. And what kind of advice do I have for podcasters trying to get the ball rolling? Well, thinking about it, just if I was going to give my own self advice back when I first started doing this shit, would be to just connect with a lot of people that are doing similar things that you are, whether it's podcasting or whatever. You know, your podcast is called A Little 8-Bit of Everything, so I'm not sure exactly what the podcast is about. I'm guessing it's about early video games, or maybe just it's about everything all at once. I'm not sure. But whatever it is about, go on social media and find people that are interested in that shit and follow them and like their shit and comment on their stuff and try to make a connection with them. And, you know, it kind of gets people to come back to you and look at what you're doing. And also just keep doing your thing, you know, work on it and make sure you're consistent. That is my biggest regret from the time that I started podcasting, was that I wasn't doing it every single week or, you know, on a certain day. And even now, like, I made a pact to do a podcast every week this year, but I fucked up already and missed one a couple weeks ago. But, you know, I was putting out 2 sometimes in a week for a couple weeks there, so fuck it, I make up for it. It's my own rules. But yeah, just be as consistent as possible, because once people start listening to it, they'll kind of expect it, and they kind of get, like, I've done it before, I kind of get pissed off or upset when somebody doesn't come out with something when you think they're going to, you know, even if you don't know what they're gonna, who's gonna be a guest or what the hell they're gonna be doing. You just know it's gonna be there, but then you wake up in the morning and you go to fucking just download the podcast on your iTunes app and it's not there, man. I gotta listen to some other shit today. So, yeah, just be consistent and make them connections, man. New Era _ Panda. The next one, this guy, Josh Solis 21. Josh Solis 21. He just gave me a thumbs up emoji. So, fucking A, thumbs up, man. Holler. I got NFA.crew. Their question was what to know about using music and legalities such as ASCAP, BMI, and SCSAC. He says he's starting a podcast and doesn't want any drama. Well, I'm big into the music. I work for a lawyer. I kind of know the legalities, but not really. As you can tell, I use copyrighted music in almost all of my podcasts, and so far, it's been all right. You know, a lot of podcasts do that. It's just when it comes to YouTube, that's where I see, because I go from Libsyn to SoundCloud to YouTube and all that, iTunes. Um, iTunes has never said anything about the music. SoundCloud's never said anything about the music. But every time that I upload anything to YouTube, I get an email saying that I was flagged for copyrighted music and blah, blah, blah. So they just put like a little ad on the beginning of the podcast on YouTube. No big deal. It gets, I'm pretty sure it just gives the band money or something for the views. I don't even know how the hell all that shit works. But, hey man, just do what you want to do. Until somebody says something. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much how this podcast thing works so far. It's like a pirate radio, so play the music you want, you know. I made up some like cheesy little songs that I was originally using in the beginning when I first started. So like the first bunch of episodes where I didn't have much copyrighted music, but I don't know. I just felt like playing some goddamn music, man. So, oh. That was nfa.crew. Thank you for that question. Next, we have Saint Michael the God. And this is all on Instagram so far, so stick with it, okay? Okay. What he didn't have a question or concern or advice. He just had a comment, and it was mad love to the church family. So, thank you, Saint Michael the God. Nick Shoelace. He actually wanted a shout out from Uncle Joey, and I'm not sure that I can help with that. Joey goes and writes like a list based off of Twitter stuff for now. He realizes that his Instagram is getting up there in the numbers, and he's probably going to have to start paying attention to it soon. He should have a while ago, but as of right now, I totally run the Instagram for him, and you know, I send him messages here and there, like letting him know if somebody's trying to get a hold of him that's important, or you know, if a post has like a really good response, I'll send him the link to it, and he can do what he wants with it. But for now, you're just gonna have to deal with a shout out from me, brother. So, Nicky Shoelaces, Nicky Clown Shoelaces. No, Nick Shoelace. Nick Shoelace. Next is Method Man J. He asks, what's my favorite genre of music? Favorite band or artist? And he says, love from the Great White North. So I'm wondering where exactly he's from. I'm guessing it's somewhere in north where there's like a lot of snow. But if it's a different country, I do not know. But my favorite genre of music is the rock and roll, man. I mean, of course, like I said earlier, it was like dance and rap music earlier in my life, but right now it's and for the last 25 years it's been fucking rock and roll. And one of my favorite bands was Nirvana. Still is one of my favorite bands, but one of my favorite like current bands, besides Hero Jr., shout out to those mofos, I'd have to say, I don't know, what else? Seven Dust. Those guys fucking rock. I did an album review of their Blackout the Sun album, like early in the podcast. It's still up there too. You can hear the whole fucking album, and then me talking about each song in between. So go back and listen to that. But Seven Dust. I'm actually gonna put one of their songs on the end of this podcast because goddamn, they're badass. It's one of my favorite songs by them too. So stay tuned for that, or just fast forward. Okay. And that was Method Man J. Psychoactive_candle says, enormous thank you to the church family. Who's better than you? Nobody. Well, thank you for listening and being part of the church family. Psychoactive_candle. You are much appreciated. Drew Hammer. DRUE, Hammer. I had to write this one down because he wrote, can I bring beer to a canned food drive? What? I guess. I mean, if you want to. It is in a can. You know what I'm saying? So, thanks for that question, Drew Hammer. Doug Houston Jokes says, what's the best method for promoting a podcast? A network, SoundCloud, for beginners. Well, besides like if you don't know somebody, like, which I am very, very, very lucky to know Joey, and I get to share his stuff on my stuff on his Instagram and vice versa. The best way is social media in general, I take notes from other podcasters and see what they're doing out there. And one guy that I admire is Dean Del Rey. Let There Be Talk. He goes at it, and he's a badass, man. And you record a podcast. I make a little picture for it, depending on if there's a guest or not, and then I post the shit out of it. Really, I post a picture once on Twitter, once on Instagram, and then I'll go back and do like something that I learned from Marty from Drastic Graphics. He doesn't even have a podcast, and he did it anyway. But you take a picture of your logo for the podcast, and right next to it you have like the description of the podcast from iTunes, and you make a video out of that, and you kind of put just like a minute of the podcast, just like a clip, and make a video out of that and post that on Instagram or Twitter. And you just hashtag, man, and share that shit. And if you can get onto a network, that's cool. I never really tried to. Be cool to be part of Death Squad or All Things Comedy or some shit like that, but for now you just do it yourself. Do what you gotta do. But yeah, just get on the social media. You're obviously on Instagram, so just post away and hashtag away and tag people, and like I said before, try to connect with people that are doing the same kind of shit as you, and that'll bring more people towards you. And comment on shit. Don't be afraid to say that you like something, even though you push the like button. You can also comment on it. That also gets people, like, whenever anybody comments on my shit, I go to their page and I look at their page for a second. So make sure that your page is fucking good and you got good posts, and just be a positive energy out there, and it'll come back to you. So there you go, Doug Houston Jokes. Rate.Nustin. I believe that's how you say it. My handwriting is crap. I don't know why I was trying to write this shit fast. What music am I listening to? Do I like any new artists? I've actually been listening to a lot of this band called Dark New Day. They're kind of a super group of sorts. The guitar player Clint from Seven Dust is in it. Drummer from Stuck Mojo and this band called Scrape. What was that? And the singer is from a band called Virgo's Merlot. That band, that's another band I've been listening to too. The singer's just great. He kicks ass. He reminds me of Lane from Alice in Chains a little bit, except not as you know. My girlfriend always makes fun of that every time I'm listening to Alice in Chains. She's like, like, shut up. It's fucking cool, man. But I mean, they just came out with an album a couple years ago, and Dark New Day, that is. So I guess they're not technically not a new artist. But yeah, no, I kind of been going back to like old shit that I used to listen to that I didn't have saved on or I didn't have purchased on iTunes. So and it's like listening to them like they're new now. The first two Incubus records, major label ones anyway. Science, Make Yourself, badass records. You could listen to the whole thing all the way through, both of them. I love albums like that, like Dark Side of the Moon or Animals. Love those albums, especially Animals. So yeah, that's about that. Rate.Nustin. Next we got Frenchie Daniel. Frenchie is with two eyes. She said, What's my first thought when I wake up in the morning? What is my first thought? Well, I thought about this for like 2 seconds when I wrote this down. And I was gonna think, man, I gotta go to work, blah, blah, blah. That's usually something that's in my first few thoughts. But my very first thought is usually, what the fuck, already? Because I've been going to bed pretty late lately, and the alarm goes off way sooner than it should be. Or it feels like. I'm like, damn, it's been fucking 6 hours already? My God. But yeah, that's usually my first thought is, what the fuck? What, already? What the... Jesus. But I gotta learn to change that. And I took some advice from Cleo and tried to, I'm still hitting the snooze like 3 times, but when I do sit up, I'm like, all right, today's gonna be an alright day. I'm alive, I'm breathing. My girl's alive, the baby's okay in there. Everything's fine. I just gotta go to work and make that fucking money. So, that's basically what I think about every morning, especially during a weekday. Weekend, I don't know, it's slightly different actually because I don't have an alarm going off, but I'm usually sleeping a little later on the weekend because I'm out Friday and Saturday nights doing sound with Bob Bowling. Shout out to that motherfucker. Really, I'm doing sound with Walt Lyon because Bob Bowling don't like me no more. He'd rather work alone with South 47. Nah, it's cool. This is how the story is supposed to go, The more shows we can do in one night, the better. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun doing that shit. But on the weekends, I usually wake up And I don't know, I don't really think that much. Just like, I guess my first thought on the weekends is I'm kind of hungry. It's fucking like 11 o'clock by the time I wake up. But thank you for that, Frenchie Daniel. Team Wolf Eagle. They say, how do you get sponsors? That's a good fucking question. I'd like to know that myself. Sponsors are a funny thing. I don't know. I actually just signed up for audible.com, but I don't have the link to like go through and like, do like a one by one, audible.com/1x1. But I think that's it. So here, let me fucking check. I got my phone. I know I shouldn't have it on fucking to be picking up shit, but let me see. www.audible.com/1x1. Oops, we hit a bump. No, that's not it. Okay, don't go there. I don't know if I finished it correctly or not. I gotta fill out some kind of fucking tax form or some shit. I don't even know. But that's one way you can get into kind of a sponsorship with Audible or Amazon. They're pretty easy to get involved with, and but as far as sponsors, like companies to sponsor you, I was actually talking to Lee Syatt about that last year. Texted him. Said, so how do I get sponsored by like Blue Apron, man? Well, first of all, you gotta have a real podcast. That's what you should have said. Because at the time, it was just, I don't know, it wasn't what it is now, and it's not even that much now, but I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. He told me that you have to have at least 10,000 downloads a month for a sponsor to even want to sponsor you, really. So what I would say is you need to fucking work on getting those downloads as much as possible, and then see what happens. Once you see the numbers, if you're using Libsyn, you can definitely check that out. Once you see that you have those kind of numbers, most likely people will start coming to you. But at that point, you can start to kind of, look for a sponsor that you want, something that you actually like, So that's pretty much that's what I'm rolling with. What I'm trying to go for is I'm just trying to get the downloads up so that I can even talk to a sponsor in the first place. So that's how you would get a sponsor from my point of view. So thank you, Team Wolf Eagle. John Ellis 93 asks, with a tight budget, how would you recommend getting started? And let me tell you, that's me right here on a tight budget. And basically, if I didn't have my girlfriend's laptop right now, which has GarageBand on it, I had my laptop, which had Audacity, and that's it, man. You spend like $20 for a Libsyn subscription, that'll get you probably be able to put out like 4 podcasts a month if you limit them to like 45-50 minutes each. And that's it, man. That's really all you need, because technically you can record a voice memo on your phone and upload that to your computer and use that as the audio if you don't have a microphone and can't afford one. Luckily, when I started, when I just applied for a Capital One card, and I asked Bob Bowling if he could help me order a microphone and some shit for it. So I got this like audio. What the hell? I forget the hell it's called. Where's that? How'd it go? I'm not sure where it went right now. Mic Tech is the company, I believe, or the name of the mic that I got. And it's a USB microphone, and it's also got another output for a second microphone to be put into it. So, and the Mic Tech is like kind of like I don't know, like what the hell are they called? Fuck. An interface. It's kind of like an interface built into it, so you can control the levels and stuff on it. And that's basically what I was doing. Was I wanted to make it like a mobile podcast, so that I can go and talk to anybody anywhere, and that's all I needed was that mic tech, the USB cord. I had the second microphone with the stand, little tiny stand for the table, my headphones, and the laptop. And I have a second pair of headphones for the guest if they felt like using it. And that was it, And then you can use iTunes and download your music and upload that into Audacity or GarageBand and put it all together, and that's what I'm doing, man. And that's on a tight budget. So, and then you work from there. You get better microphones, you get better computers, you get more data on Libsyn, and it all builds up until you don't have to worry about the tight budget thing. So, thank you, John Ellis, 93. This might have been an actual question for Joey, but it's a cool question, so I figured I'd answer it anyway. From Lord N. Helly. LORDNHELI. They say, which deceased comics would I have liked to see perform live? I actually had the opportunity to go see George Carlin like 3 or 4 years before he passed away. He was playing a fucking high school auditorium kind of thing, Washington Township, New Jersey. I have no idea what kind of tour he was going on and why he was doing that, but my mom got me into George Carlin. So I asked her to come, and I had my girlfriend at the time and my brother, and we all went, and it was fucking awesome. I mean, he did some new material, but most of the material was old shit, but whatever. It was fucking a legend. It was awesome. I would not have traded that for anything, so. Can't really say George Carlin because I saw him when he was alive. But I would have loved to have seen like Pryor or fucking Hicks or Kinnison. Or Mitch Hedberg. Jesus Christ. Those are probably the 4 big ones that are deceased that I would love to have seen live. But yeah, that was a good question. Lord N. Hella. Okay, I'm _Brandon with 3 N's. He asks, how to handle or tips on working night shift. Have you ever worked a graveyard? Ooh. Yeah, man. I have worked night shift graveyards before. I used to work at the Camden County MUA in Camden, New Jersey, where it stinks like fucking ass. At the MUA. And that's where all the stink comes from, really. It's like the human waste processing plant, but they had like 6 to 6 was the schedule. You could either work during the day, 6 in the morning to 6 at night, or you could work 6 at night to 6 in the morning. And my shift was the day shift. And my brother worked the night shift, so I would see him, as I was coming in, he was leaving, and as I was leaving, he was coming in. But that shit sucked. Literally shit. 12-hour shifts. It's hard, man. And I've been thinking about it, and I have applied for different night shift positions around here, but nobody's fucking gotten back to me because I wanted to try and work at night. So when my baby comes, I could stay home with him during the day, and mama could go back to work during the day when she's off her maternity leave. But I'm not sure how that's gonna work out at this point. So, but yeah, man, tips on working night shift: just get as much sleep as you can. Try not to fucking I was working like night shifts. I guess it was after evening to night shifts when I was doing I was working at Outback Steakhouse a few years ago, and I was a cook, assistant kitchen manager, whatever, and getting home at like 1, 2 in the morning, and you just don't feel like falling asleep. You don't feel like going to sleep. You're like, fuck, man, I just too hyped up and just to go, So I kind of would have to force myself to go to bed. Maybe take a little puff. I'll be out, And yeah, just try to go to sleep. Like, get a shower when you come home, but fucking go to bed. Don't stay up and watch TV or fucking dilly dally on the fucking telephone. Just get your rest, because working at night it takes a toll on you, man. So hopefully you ain't gonna be doing it for long. But thank you for the question. I'm _Brandon with 3 N's. Yay. Drew Gonzalez 13 says, if you had the opportunity for a do-over in life, what would you do differently, and what would you keep the same? That's a really good fucking question, man. If I had a do-over, what would I do different? I'd probably would have stayed awake in high school. I just didn't take it seriously. I knew that you had to have a good education to get a good job and that kind of shit. But I just wasn't motivated in high school. My teachers were not that great. I don't know if they were trying or not trying. But they would just bore the fucking hell out of me. So I would, like 11th and 12th grade, I was just going in and fucking using my backpack as a pillow. It was I regret it. I didn't graduate because of it. Kind of sucks. I got my GED a couple years after that. I was supposed to graduate in 99, but I went the whole year and didn't have enough credits, and I never walked, and I never got a diploma, which is pretty fucked up, but it is what it is. Can't go back in time and change it, but that's what this question is for. So I would definitely go back and do that and make sure that I got my diploma and I fucking walked on graduation day, rather than going to a high school like 5 years later to take a test and then got a diploma sent in the mail. Because I know what I could have did it. It was just, I don't know, I wasn't committed to it and I wasn't into it. I don't know. What would I keep the same? Everything else, man. I mean, if I would have done anything else differently, really. I mean, even that, I could have not been in this position where I am right now. And I kind of love where I am right now. I have a beautiful girlfriend. I have a little boy on the way. I have a good life. I'm not starving. I'm not homeless. I have a car. I have a job. I have 3 jobs, really. 4 jobs. Now I think about it, damn. 5 if you count this podcast as a job, but I don't really count it as a job. It's just something I want to do. But yeah, I don't think I'd change anything else. I'd keep everything else the same. Except, yeah, I would keep everything the same. But, some things I would have done differently. I would have probably said some things to some people that I've lost along the way. If I would have known that they would have passed away in time, I would have loved to have just told friends that I loved them. I don't think I ever did that back in the day. But I try to now, and you have to. It makes you feel better. But that was a really good question. Thank you, Drew Gonzalez 13. John Dewar. D-U-E-R. He says, Grizzly versus Gorilla. What's your money on? Fuck, man. That's a good question, too. A grizzly bear versus a fucking gorilla. I'm gonna go with gorilla. Because I know grizzly bears got the fucking sharp nails and shit. The teeth, but if you find the right gorilla, you might get fucked up, dude. You know what I'm saying? Those things can hit hard, King Kong. Woo! But thank you, John Dewar. Ooh, I think I might have to do a couple more, and then I'm going to I might do another podcast because I got like 4 more pages. Oh my god, I can't believe I wrote that much. Okay, we'll do Drew Clay 209. He says, do I need a degree in marketing or an agent to make it in the comedy business? Or can I use social media to get out there? He really just said business. I assumed it was comedy. And he says, advice on getting out there as a brand. Like if Lee or Joey was going solo or the church was to become a household name overseas. I really don't know if I have the answer to that, man, because I'm kind of in the business, but not in the business, Kind of making my way in there, sticking my toe in there, trying to get my feet wet. But I don't think you need a degree in marketing, because I don't. I just learned a lot of shit online and just watching other people that are doing the things that I'm doing, or similar things that I'm doing. You just pick up on shit and you use social media as much as you can, man. Just, that's basically it. Like, social media is Twitter and Instagram. It's like, it's fucking incredible, really. We didn't have these tools 10, 15 years ago, and it's allowed a lot of people to connect, a lot of like-minded people to connect. So if you can get an agent, I mean, I wouldn't say not to, but definitely know that they take part of your money. But yeah, man, that's the best I can answer that. Like, really. Once I get further down the road, I might have a deeper, more explicit. No, that's not the word. A deeper explanation, deeper answer for you. Drew Clay 209. And I think I'll just end on this one because it's fucking funny. Let me just mark this off so I know where I ended. This is from JDM John _ 1990. He says, when you drink the limited Mountain Dew black slushies from Burger King, does your poop turn green? I'm not sure, brother. I never had one of those slushies. I don't even know if I'd ever drink a black Mountain Dew slushie. But the only time I ever really see green poop is I've seen like when I used to change diapers, my little brothers when they were little, when I was little, changing their diaper. Sometimes it's green, man. You know, babies. I don't know what the deal is, but they poop green sometimes, and I don't think the babies are drinking black Mountain Dew slushies from Burger King, but it's a possibility. Let's just say that. And also, if you're eating Burger King and Mountain Dew black slushies all the time, it might turn a little red, because your ass might be bleeding. As opposed to green. But I'll leave it at that. It's been almost an hour that I've been talking. And I'm getting dry, of course. And I'm kind of tired. I don't want to go to bed. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for the questions. I'm going to put this out, and then I'm going to tag everybody that I mentioned in this podcast, and then the next one I'll do the same. And stay tuned. I have a big guest that I'm supposed to talk to on Sunday. So, wish me luck. It's one of my favorite comedians out there. I'll tell you that right now. And thank you for listening. This song is one of my favorite songs by that band, Seven Dust. It's called Splinter.